Mike Fisher, the Fish here. We are hanging out at Honda Cars of McKinney, one of my favorite spots. Look, it really is one of my favorite spots, and I appreciate what they do for the Fisher family. I'm getting an oil change today, so I thought I'd do Facebook Live as well while we hang out here, and YouTube and Twitter and all the other junk that we do around here to bring you Cowboy information. Let's talk about Cowboy quarterbacks. Two of my personal favorites. One of them, he's my personal favorite because he's the quarterback now, and I like him, and he's good. And the other one, my personal favorite because I covered him back when I just thought he was one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, and could have done anything on a football field that he would have wanted to do, could have done anything that he would have demanded to do. And other quarterbacks in his era, before and after, have demanded. I want this kind of a style offense. I want to throw the ball here. I want these kind of numbers. This is important. And that guy, of course, is Troy Aikman, who followed in the footsteps of Roger Staubach, who is everybody's favorite American, isn't he? And played an unselfish style of football. In Aikman's case, it was not only unselfish, it was, unlike Staubach, it lacked flash. And there's a great Aikman story that I can tell you. This is, this must be 92, and they're getting to be good, maybe. And Aikman chews, and he's getting, now that he's becoming a celebrity, he's getting letters from moms of kids, and they're saying, "Dear Mr. Aikman, my son is a Cowboy fan. Our family are Cowboy fans. My son really looks up to you, and he sees you chew tobacco on TV, and now he wants to do it." And Aikman took that to heart, and I think this is still stuck. I haven't asked him lately. I think he quit chewing tobacco because he was getting those kind of letters regarding kids wanting to chew tobacco. That was a good reaction to Cowboy Nation. He would also get letters saying, "Troy, why don't you show a little emotion? You've got all this talent, and it's a good team, and it's so much fun, and it's America's team. Why don't you show a little emotion?" So again, I think this is 92, something like that. Aikman decided, you know what? And he and I, we were at Valley Ranch, we were in the lunchroom, and we talked about it. And he showed me this letter. He had shown me the tobacco chew letter, and then he showed me this letter. He goes, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm too stoic. Maybe I'm too stiff. Maybe I should have some fun with this. So the next game, he threw a touchdown pass. And I need to probably go find film of it. There's obviously video of it somewhere that I could find. And he's whooping and hollering. Then we go in the next Monday, and I talked to him. He said, "I felt so stupid. I'm never doing that again." So if you think back to Aikman's career, you'll remember this. He'll throw a touchdown pass, and then he just would go like this. That's it. That was his celebration. Troy Aikman's touchdown dance was this for 10 years, and it worked out for 3 Super Bowls. So along comes Patrick Mahomes, and Patrick Mahomes' gigantic numbers in Kansas City, and no, they haven't trailed off in his second year. He was one of the best rookie quarterbacks to ever play, and now he's one of the best second-year quarterbacks to ever play as we're 3 weeks into the season. And Aikman found himself in some controversy this week, He didn't get dragged into it, though. He jumped into it because the Kansas City media outlet pointed out on social media, on Twitter, that Mahomes has accomplished 1/3 of what Aikman accomplished in his entire career in some stat in just a year and 3 games. And it took Aikman 10 years. 33%. He's already 33% of what Aikman was. And Aikman jumps in on Twitter and tweets above this media commentary. And I'm paraphrasing now. I don't have it in front of me. He says, "Let me know, wake me up, when Pat has 1/3 of my Super Bowls." And the headline, of course, now all over the place is Aikman disses Mahomes. And that's not the story at all. And I talked to Aikman about this. He loves Pat Mahomes, loves him as a person, loves him as a player, knows him. His point wasn't about taking a shot at the player Mahomes. His point is taking a shot at the media that doesn't understand the important and proper placement of stats versus the important and proper placement of championships. And you had to be there for this, because if you're a younger generation and you're just looking at Aikman's stats, you're going, well, I don't get it. What's the big deal? And I bump into those you kids, not those kids, you kids. I bump into you kids once in a while. I guess you had to be there to see the sacrifices, not just Aikman, but the sacrifices that those guys made so they could win 3 Super Bowls. And in Aikman's case particularly, again, he doesn't want to talk about this, I don't think, very openly. You either know it or you don't. He could have been Dan Marino. He could have said, Jimmy, I don't know who you are. I don't care who you are, but I'm the first overall pick in the draft. We're throwing on every down. This is going to be a throwing offense. We drafted Emmitt Smith. I don't care. Teach him how to catch. Oh, we got a great offensive line. That's great. Teach him how to pass block. Other quarterbacks have done it, and they have gigantic numbers in part because of it. Aikman made the sacrifice and said, I really don't care about that. I just want to win. And so that's Aikman's point on Mahomes. Not that Mahomes isn't a brilliant player. Not that Mahomes is less than 1/3 of the player Aikman was, or that that's what Pat's going to be, that he's going to be 1/3 of the player Aikman was. That for Aikman, championships mattered. And you know what, I bet, and I don't know Pat Mahomes the way Aikman does, I bet you Pat Mahomes thinks the same way. Now to Cowboys work today, and a bunch of questions, and so I'll answer them from Juan and from Joe. Amari Cooper was not in the locker room today, in part because he had an MRI on an ankle that's just a little dinged up. And what our understanding is, it's not serious. We will monitor this as we go, so we'll keep you posted there. Thank you for the questions. The heel and the foot thing has not really lingered. That's going away. The problem that sounded so scary, but really is going to be fine. Now this problem sounds scary because an MRI sounds scary, but the Cowboys don't seem very concerned there. They do seem optimistic, by the way, on Xavier Woods, who's doing limited stuff. No national media. He's not going to miss 6 weeks. He's probably going to end up missing 1, or at the worst 2, although the Cowboys are hopeful he can go this week. They are not getting Antoine Woods back yet, and they're not getting Tyrone Crawford back yet. Tyrone Crawford has the bursitis in both hips, but he wants his way back. Hey, look, it's MJ. What's up? This is MJ. Are you here to work, or are you just here to come get in the video?
Man, I just want to hang out, man, and just kind of hear what you're saying.
Good. MJ,
take you in on the game.
MJ, he hangs out here quite a bit at Honda Cars and McKinney. Hangs out meaning works.
Right.
And is here. He's not really just here for his looks. He's actually here to help you. So come see the good people at Honda Cars and McKinney. And then let's see. So Xavier Woods and then Tavon Austin back from concussion stuff. So that's the injury update for today. Now to the issue of Dak and his Nuggets. There's a social media. MJ, have you seen the social media thing of Dak
Spicy
in the
nuggets,
huddle?
yeah, man.
Hey, I think I'm going to go get some spicy nuggets.
So who's he plugging there?
Wendy's has the spicy nuggets. And so at first glance and listen, you're thinking, because you played a little football in your day at a high level. At first you're thinking, that might be a little too loose in the huddle, right? Here's the play call, and oh, by the way, let's get some spicy nuggets. The cynic might have suggested that it was a setup, that he already has an endorsement deal with Wendy's. He knew that he was mic'd up, so I think I'll stick it into the game, which is brilliant, deviously brilliant. It opens up a can of worms. What if the rest of the players in the huddle say, hey, Dak, that's a good point. I'd also like to talk about Honda Cars and McKinney. Hey, have you heard about Honda Cars and McKinney? What happens when Travis Frederick leans in and says, hey, Honda Cars and McKinney? And then Zach Martin says, hey, Paul's Plumbing Shop up in Frisco did a head of it. So it could get a little out of hand. The Cowboys tell me that it was not prearranged, that it really was sincere, that it wasn't edited in either, because it also sounded like maybe it was fake, and that the Wendy's PR people, Madison Avenue or whatever, New York, called the Cowboys in the last 24 hours and said, we like that, we want in. And that the Cowboys corporate people said, that's great, here's Dak's PR people's number.
And where's our cut?
Where's what?
Their cut.
And where's the check? The Cowboys do not have an official fast food thing. They have Whataburger because of their high school relationship. But if Wendy's wants in, hey, listen, Wendy's, you know the number of people that watch this particular show, this particular video? If we've just mentioned, MJ and I have just mentioned Wendy's like 5 times.
Right.
Now, as I said on 105 through the Fan, you get to be my age, not quite MJ's, you really can't eat those spicy nuggets. You get the heartburn, you get the weight gain. and you get the gout. And I don't even want, if you don't know what I'm talking about with the gout, good. You don't want to know. But Dak Prescott, I think it was a sincere joke that will probably turn into a sincere amount of money for a quarterback that really does need another endorsement deal. I don't see near enough of Dak doing the commercials.
Him and Patrick Mahomes, right?
I don't see enough of Pat Mahomes either, who we mentioned a moment ago. So there you go, Cowboys at Saints this week, and obviously we will be in New Orleans on the team plane, on the bus, in the hotel, like we always are. Thanks to Honda Cars and McKinney for giving me an oil change. That's awesome. And thank you for subscribing and sharing and liking. Fish out.